ahead of them. It's not just Complexity, it's Pirates, and then either Ultimates or NRG on the other side. They gotta win it all. We'll find out now. The journey begins here.
Game 1 brought to you by Progressive as Complexity versus Gen.G about to get underway. Complexity already qualified thanks to the last match, but Gen.G trying to channel a Gen.G here on this run. They got to win the entire event to get that final spot in the major with Space Station out. Well, I mean, even before Space Station were out, the path was already set for Gen.G, so here we go, Hercules.
This is an intense matchup, of course. We've all been, rooting for underdogs, not only in Europe, not only in MENA, but now in North America. And this, Jorby, is a very, very tough one for Gen.G Mobile 1. Like they talked about, before, historically, Gen.G does not win this matchup against Complexity. So they know that there is an immense amount of pressure that needs to go down, and they're going to try and start it off strong here. Shot on target. But Razebull, the thorn in Gen.G's side, does it again.
It was a good start on that 50 from Magic Bear. And for Gen.G, talking to Reynolds in the post-game interview, he didn't feel great about his performance. There was really only 2 moments for Reynolds where he missed a shot at the top of the box, and at the very beginning of the series, he also missed a shot that should have been on target and into the net. And 2 moments that may have helped them out a little bit more. So if you're really going to point at that, if Reynolds is going to point at anything, it's just finish your shots. I thought Magic Bear had a solid series yesterday. And yesterday, Herc, you were talking about Cheese, and at least leading up to the playoffs was having a lot of success. They definitely need Cheese to step up to the plate against a Complexity team that do not often lose to teams not named NRG.
Yeah, right now, Complexity, it hasn't been insanely difficult. They've had insanely difficult matchups, but like we've all said, they get the job done for the most part. They're going to try to here. This one bounces off the post, but Gen.G, like you said, I mean, Cheese for the majority of, this year has been the leader in stats for this Gen.G Mobile 1 roster, and that was coming off of like a rumored, roster change. So the mental was a big question mark for a while, and then of course Magic Bear recently, as far as yesterday, really stepped up. But Reynolds is that player that everybody is watching today wondering, can he rise to the occasion? Because usually when this player does, all the energy matches him. This whole squad just snowballs into success, but you gotta start the snowball for it to roll.
Well, so far it's been good form from Gen.G. Magic Bear rips that shot a little high, and Cheese waiting as Razebull and Diaz working together. How their form on offense has been, they've gotten a couple of shots out. A risk or two with a second or third man pass earlier, but it was covered up, no problem. Complexity haven't sweat too much on defense for it though. Gen.G still won't let go of the ball. Complexity starting to find a little bit more from the midfield. Diaz and CRR connect and saved by Reynolds.
Right now, Gen.G has to be very fluid defensively because Complexity is one of the most consistent teams at their rotations. There's a game plan set in motion, and they do not stray from it, which has allowed them to find so much success over this season so far. So right now, it's just a matter of finding each other, and Gen.G trying to disrupt that flow state from Cole. Magic Bear, 50 forward, low boost, does the fake though, picks up a pad, gets the flick, but not over CRR.
I mean, Magic Bear had no boost. Your options are limited there. Complexity, without that information, end up flying by. It doesn't generate anything. Gen.G are finding those 50s in stride, just have not been able to materialize a goal out of it yet. 5 shots on net total for Gen.G. Complexity right behind them with 3. Reynolds holding on to the ball. Magic Bear behind as that third man. Cheese trying to get back over. And they're finding each other. Again, working this ball out of the corner. T-Bate says he feels like there's a chink in that Complexity armor around the corners. Right now, that corner is proving to be safe enough for Complexity. Magic Bear, a pass set up. And Gen.G doing well enough to shake this ball off of Complexity and not give them a possession for too long. Maybe an opportunity materializes for the Bear. Off the reset, and a good catch from CRR, no rebound.
I like the patience I'm seeing from Gen.G too, because we haven't seen a whole lot of aggression out of them, and that's what we noted yesterday. That was the big change they had made. They pulled off on how intense they were going with their bumps, with their demos, and that is a trick up their sleeve they can pull on Complexity at any moment, and so Complexity is already mentally preparing. They're dishing it out before they can even be given it. And Razebull gets bumped off this ball still, though. Enough in the tank to keep this in possession. Double off the side, no center for Diaz. Instead, Reynolds is gonna take his time. Flick up to 1, it's low boost though. Cheese calls himself off, and there's that corner. The shot comes in, double commit, though, to make the save. 3 seconds in regulation are left. The ball is still up in play. It's a catch and a pop, and Reynolds is up next. Lobs this one forward towards that backboard, and it might hit the ground here, but not quite. Everybody is respecting this one still. Diaz gets this taken away. It hits the goal line. We've got OT in game 1.
A couple of good ideas for Gen.G on that push. Reynolds flick, it would have been a good option had Cheese had any boost there, and he never did earlier on, but then they still almost had it here. Magic Bear getting in front for an air dribble bump, connects. Gen.G almost found victory in game 1, but Razebull and Diaz prevent a goal. Diaz popping the ball up. Magic Bear's the one waiting for it. Even if for Reynolds, Cheese gets a free touch to the ceiling. Quick boosting out. CR gets kicked out, and Cheese steps up to the plate and hits a homer for Gen.G in game 1.
This is exactly what I was talking about. This team is going to be so more self-aware about when to use their 2, 3, 4 shots and just calmly defend it. But game number 2 officially underway. Complexity looking to respond to a game 1 loss.
I do actually think that their willingness to get up and challenge the ball has really helped Gen.G keep control of this. And they know that Complexity have to go the length of the field, CRR with no boost, to get that touch away. But it's the fact that they limited Complexity's opportunities in general that really helped them out. The old saying that the best defense is a good offense. Really, good defense in Rocket League is preventing shot opportunities from even coalescing. Gen.G did that. And there wasn't many of these types of chances for Complexity. A 2-on-1 negated. Reynolds makes the save, and another big difference maker there is Razebull gets the catch underneath. And this is the longest possession that Complexity have had in the series yet, but still they're...
Yeah, right now Gen.G just retreating back into their own half here. Is Complexity had a short-lived moment. Magic Bear, the one that really was an initiator for this team yesterday, had possession for a short amount of time. But I do gotta say, you know, you've seen Gen.G, the face cams on, the level of energy that they are bringing to the table is vastly different than what we were getting yesterday. So I feel like if there's an indicator that there is a better mentality headed into this series, of course, again, you are coming in as the underdog, right? This could be a great sign.
Cheese is on fire right now. I mean, that's a tough dot to hit. I guess I can't say on fire until you actually hit it, but I feel like Cheese has been kind of quiet when it comes to the playoffs, when it comes to big moments. Cheese usually is not stepping up. And that's who I wanted to see make that big jump. If Gen.G want to make this major, he's got to have a starting role, or a starring role in this offense. And so far, he's at least forcing Complexity to respect his presence on the ball. This Magic Bear buys a ton of time, gets a demo on top of it. Cheese has to wait, not a good catch. Still, Magic Bear's ready for it. Very reliable in that rotation. Keeps things stable here for Gen.G. Reynolds kicks that one away. Got a bump in front, but Diaz somehow recovers. And Cheese's shot, as weak as it was, easy enough for him to recover and save.
There's been so many opportunities where it is just, you know, right in that goal line and finds itself pushed back out. And a lot of that is due, in fact, to Complexity understand Gen.G a lot of the time. They expect these bump plays and these demo plays to be coming their way. And so now you gotta hope, but there might... Okay, I thought there was going to be a catch-out. Odd angle, very wide touch. Instead, it goes all the way back to that Gen.G half. They get to try again here. You see CRR already pushed up a lot, and that's what they did yesterday. They kept one player fairly far upfield in the hopes of catching a clear. Magic Bear going to be completely denied off this one.
Magic's still doing a great job following these catches up. Cheese and Reddles, the pass was a heavy one. Diaz gets kicked out of the way. CRR's got to get back to his own touch. Magic Bear dunks him out of the play. And it continues to be a struggle for complexity. When you even win a 50, actually shake Magic Bear off this ball. He is providing stability to this rotation and even allowing in the scary moments. He'll come in, make a solid touch, and keep CRR off this ball. Now he's got a good pass, forces Diaz to dive back with a boost. Reynolds just hook over top the Complexity defense, but Complexity are still finding pieces of the ball and still just managing to keep this ball out of the net and give themselves a little bit of safety in the orange.
There have been a couple of micro, not even miscommunications, but moments. One, though, we need to talk about is Reynolds. He finds the catch out, and I was going to say Complexity sometimes overextend defensively, and it makes him a little awkward in the back end, and Raisbull just too late to make any sort of a touch on that ball.
Raisbull had went into the corner as CRR is about to take the challenge in the midfield, and Cheese takes that pass out. Raisbull's got to catch up to it afterwards. So Gen.G, well, playing like the major hopes are on the line right now. Not something we've really seen from them all split with this kind of not dominance. I think dominance would be too strong of a word, but I do think it's Magic Bear for me that is really providing that stability and helping facilitate plays like that Cheese Reynolds pass that eventually works. Remember a couple of earlier passes between Cheese and Reynolds, off the mark a little bit, skips off of Reynolds' car. With Complexity, they can't hang on to the ball, and Magic Bear finds a way to get it out. Hold the ball now, and a catch for Diaz. Time is running out here in regulation, no boost. Tough 50, Cheese squeezes it out. Takes the pass from Reynolds as well. And all they have to do is keep this ball out of the net. Maybe put in one more as Magic Bear off the ceiling. Raisbull down low, and Gen.G 2-0 in this best of 7.
Golden goal from finally break this we can't beat a Sam team curse kind of thing. So yeah, there's a lot riding on this one. Game number 3 though officially has begun. Gen.G went away from a match point, a very much needed lead in the series to feel comfortable enough in this best of 7.
Timeout in the pocket as well. Gen.G have built themselves up quite nicely. Cheese on the launch, gets the demo. Reynolds with a pop, he wants a demo too. Almost chained the bumps together to pick up another goal, but they get stuffed by CRR at the goal line.
About 30 seconds into this one, Gen.G one out of their half, but Complexity have held possession a little bit longer than normal, at least in the early stages of these games. They're just playing it a little bit slower. They recognize Gen.G has become a lot more aggressive. The last second touch keeps this out. Transition comes through. Diaz tries to get the bump on Magic. There's no follow. Instead, it's a wide shot. And Cheese and the rest of the team got to work together to make sure these follow-ups don't find their way in either.
Yeah, Cheese got to be careful. Magic Bear set up a free opportunity. You had CRR caught with no boost in net, and you hit it right at him. Right afterwards, on your own back wall, you almost cough the ball up and give away a free opportunity to Complexities. A couple of moments there for Cheese. Just have to settle back in. Magic Bear gets bumped. CRR finds his way through. Complexity after the timeout. Looking a little more dangerous here. Gen.G gotta keep those cylinders firing. See if Cheese can recover himself. Trying to read CRR on the play and failing.
Now, right now, there's a big battle of stamina that's going to be going on between these two teams. Complexity does a great job of these longer series and being able to close them out, where Gen.G, on the other hand, it is a little bit more difficult. In the individual game-to-game, right now, they're looking great, but overall, now that Complexity has been able to step things up, right, and control this ball a lot more than they were in games 1 and 2, that's a new added element for, Gen.G to have to break past.
Magic Bear stealing the corner boost away. Cheese time buying 50-50. Diaz, the touch gets away from him. Magic Bear again. May have been expecting a challenge there from CRR as he came down. CRR waits. It was going to be tough for Magic to get a decent shot out there. Good read from CRR, but still Complexity for all the effort. Gen.G are finding ways to get this ball away from them. Not as much as in those first 2 games. And despite how much we've been talking about how well Gen.G have played, the scoreline has always been tight. It hasn't been easy for Gen.G to score, but they're getting it done. Time and again this time. Who is it again setting it up? RLCS, poor touch with zero boost. He had no support, and not something you usually see from the Bull. Magic Bear, of course, is going to help punish you with rlesports collecting.
Nice shot overall. Just a great sequence of events as well. And off the kickoff, this one goes back. CRR to slow things down here. A little bit of an awkward touch, goes for the demo play on it. No follow-up. rlesports has been very patient on that backboard, getting those reads from the complexity shots, but this isn't the end of them. As rlesports carries this one past the midline. Cheese is going to send it right back. rlesports is trying to set up in the off chance he gets that center, but it's stuck in the corner. We talked about that corner too. Usually for complexity, it is a little bit more difficult for them to regain control, but as of recent, that's another story. Cheese no boost, not enough to make it to the backboard.
I think complexity got to be real frustrated when Magic Bear's behind this ball. In the corner, he just punted that ball back to Cheese already in the midfield, and he gets to win that. It's all set up by him. I feel like a broken record just constantly calling Magic Bear's name, but he really is facilitating this rotation right now, and the ball security from him has been excellent. And they have to make a save again. They're doing it, but Cheese losing the ball. rlesports has a freebie, and rlesports came back in time. Diaz tracking it with him. rlesports just leaves it high. Cheese ends up getting the touch. That'll give Magic Bear a chance at the ball, but he's got no boost. Can't do much with it.
And I do respect the fact that Gen.G has been a lot more patient and willing to call themselves off of a couple of these plays rather than doing the risky, move of still continuing up. They just allow complexity to have that ball back and then retake it from them. 1 minute left on the clock, though, and a one-goal lead for Gen.G could be the difference. rlesports low boost. Gets this one taken away, but like I said, it's a Magic Bear touch, but it's a missed touch, or a miss non-touch. It almost went back to complexity, but for now, in the corner, it's just a fight for control.
Short touch for Magic Bear, gets the 50 and wins it completely. Diaz into safety, but not too much as Cheese underneath. No touch there from rlesports. CRR maybe calls him off. Maybe he misses, who knows? Either way, CRR gets the boost, gets the pop, but Diaz never gets a chance at a shot. rlesports squirrels that ball away from Magic Bear. Complexity, another shot. Never had a threat, a little high, and Magic Bear goes downfield. Diaz forced to make the stop. Gen.G in position to go up 3-0 unless Diaz works the magic, and there ain't no magic in the tank.
But Gen.G have to end it all here.
We talked about how unlikely best of 7 reverse sweeps are in the last match when Ultimates were up 3-0 against Space Station. But just to really hammer it home for everyone at home, it's only happened 6 times, but the last time it happened was in the 21-22 season when Liquid defeated Moist in Spring Regional 2. So it has been multiple years of Rocket League in the RLCS since we've seen a best of 7 reverse sweep. It does not happen. And Gen.G have played excellently in this series. Diaz finally finds the board for complexity and gets their first lead of the entire series.
You saw that little demo in the midfield, Jorby. Diaz at that moment realized, all right, let me remind y'all what I am made of. With the low boost he had enough to give it some speed on the ground. Complexity takes an opening lead for, I believe, the first time in the series. And right now, that's a good sign if you're a Complexity fan, because, of course, yes, congratulations to Complexity. They have clinched their spot to the Birmingham Major, but this isn't the end of it. You do still have points on the line for the overall end of the season, so this win still does mean something to them.
Whoa. Dude, Magic, whatever you ate this morning, bro, keep doing that. I thought that one doesn't go in, but my God, dude. His
Whatever he's eating this weekend is
his touches have been top quality. He's been playing excellently, and Complexity trying to survive. Space Station are hate watching Gen.G right now because they would love for them to lose so they can get a chance at the major still. That tiebreaker is possible if Gen.G get to the final and lose. Space Station would have to play that tiebreaker game against them. So they would love for Complexity, who qualified off of their loss, to go ahead and beat Gen.G here and help them get another step closer. As Complexity look a little stronger here in the opening 2 minutes than they have in the opening 3 games. RazeBull, who I don't think has played his best series either. He's had a couple of key mistouches as well that Gen.G have been able to punish or have completely stopped a Complexity attack. Gen.G seemed to have stabilized after that Diaz 1v1 play. Reddles, nice 50s as well, but couldn't catch the ball initially. Magic Bear forced to turn tail here and run. Hold the ball again, back over to Reddles. He gets the ball. Magic Bear creates another opening. CRR found the save. And Diaz helps Complexity survive for a little while longer.
And it just goes again. They just keep it going. Reddles and Magic Bear passing back and forth to each other over and over. And again, that corner is right where that tug-of-war for control continues to begin. Although Gen.G is staying a little bit further back, closer to the mid, and Reddles takes it from the air. Reset over RazeBull. No double's gonna come through this time. Complexity defensively have been able to hold their own a little bit better. You got all 3 players got a breakthrough on that one. Magic Bear and Reddles just has to try and get past 2 here as he tries to make it down to Cheese. Cheese just patiently goes, no, I'm not reaching up for that. Instead, I'll wait for it to come a little bit further back. And that's that patience I was talking about, Jorby, that has made a huge difference in their run against Complexity now versus in the past.
Cheese bullies Diaz out for a second. CRR's there to cover. Gen.G a little lax in that rotation. See second and third man off that ball. They're not challenging the ball with authority. Not finding their way in. It's fine to be patient, but there is... eventually patience can turn into passive, and it's not exactly what you want to be. This Magic Bear waits for the touch. He gets it past the Cheese. Denied by Diaz. Reddles racing forward against CRR. Reddles gets kicked up high. And CRR buys Diaz a chance. 0 boost. Almost no problem. RazeBull back past the CRR. And Complexity find insurance here in game number 4. Thought RazeBull was just going to put it on target. But as he goes underneath, no, he was going up under it. As Magic Bear couldn't get the touch. A rare miss from Magic Bear, where he's been almost perfect there on the defensive end.
And just a beautiful play overall from Complexity. Full team effort, recognizing when to just throw that third man in and finish the play.
Nasty pass.
And just a minute left, Jorby. 2-0 lead for Complexity. Not impossible, but the fact that Gen.G hasn't been able to hold on to possession for quite some time now is a little concerning.
Now down. CRR finds his way to Diaz. Hercules, you said it. Gen.G never make it easy. They go up 3-0. The fans are probably thinking it's definitely going 7 games.
They prepare for the worst. That's the
tough.
mindset.
Hey, nice flip from Cheese. Nobody there to really get there, or nobody really put it in. Magic Bear got the 50. Diaz steals that boost, so Cheese takes the wide angle to get his corner. Hard hit. He'll take the read himself off the sidewall. Magic Bear through the smoke. Oh, imagine. That would have been sick.
Could have been nasty, but you know what? Complexity is just going to keep showing them that they know best, at least in this game number 4 here. 10 seconds on the clock, and maybe one more to assert some dominance. Headed into that game number 5, although Magic Bear is going to try and do the opposite and let them know that, hey, this is just a one-time thing. This hits the ground. And this one, headed over to Complexity, trying... done it a disgusting amount of times at this point. It is just 1 foot forward in the direction, though, of that reverse sweep.
Well, here you go. There's 29 best-of-7 reverse sweeps have happened. And the last one was actually last season, which was Carmine Corp versus BDS, when Carmine Corp took them down in the first regional of last season. The last one in North America, though, was when Optic took down FaZe to qualify for LAN. That was in 22-23. Spring Regional 3. So everyone in chat say thank you, Direct, for that stat grab. Where would we be without our RLCS statistician, Cheese, diving to make that first stop? Complexity. Grab that first goal in game 4 and never let it go. CRR certainly wants to add to the table, but Diaz hits the bar, and the woodwork is his worst enemy.
And you can see the panic, too, because Cheese had to have been communicating. He had no boost on that. They got a little lucky. It went off the crossbar, but the Magic Man himself threw himself into that play, took the ball out, and then he goes again. The pass over to Reddles, connects over to Cheese just a bit wide, but still, at least this is a lot more reminiscent of those first 2 games.
I almost feel responsible for Cheese's shots after that first game where he had almost dotted the top right corner, and the shot before that he had nailed, and I was thinking, oh, we're gonna get, or not the shot, but the bump on CRR for the overtime winner in game 1. I thought we were gonna get a Cheese special. Since then, his shots haven't been exactly on the mark. He's been creating quality in other ways. It's Complexity who seem to have found their wheeling, got their tires on the pavement, or the grass, I guess. As Magic Bear swings it across. Cheese, no contact, no 50-50. That keeps the ball squarely in Gen.G's hands and hit downfield. Complexity still can't find the ball. Magic Bear is enough to catch up to it and keep Diaz off the ball. He gets a little help from Diaz too. Almost found a way to squeeze it in.
Gen.G have done an incredible job also, Jorby, of destroying Complexity's access to resources right now. There's been so many moments where Complexity almost all simultaneously go down to near or no boost, and that's allowed them to have so many more opportunities to shoot at this net than they did in the last game, right? Before was a little different of a story. Reynolds off the backboard though, just enough to do it himself. He takes this away from Razebull and finds the angle. Gen.G get their lead.
Now CRR, with Razebull, he has to beat a defender, or he has to beat an attacker on the side wall. He kicks it hard, but he can't quite follow it up. And Reynolds double dip it off the kickoff. He had to get that one again and put Complexity on notice. They tried the fake kickoff, and Reynolds gets the pop and the height on the ball. So forget about CRR missing the read. Forget about Razebull missing the ball at the first. All that's wiped away. It's not wiped away. If anything, there's more dirt in Complexity's half. And they got no way right now to answer. Gen.G in position to move on in this tournament and get one step closer to a Birmingham clinching spot.
Just over 2 minutes to go in a 2-goal lead. Magic Bear gonna try and turn it into 3 though. Reset, bump on the play on the goal line there from Reynolds. And pass from one end to the other. He's gonna have to do a quick turnaround. He does. Razebull's touch though falls to the hands of Magic Bear, and Gen.G really not so much a scramble, but they do gotta get this away from Complexity. The demos open the net. Cheese finds the goal, and Gen.G are up to 3.
Reynolds just turns right off onto the third man, deletes it, and then Magic Bear has to win that 50. And he's been reliable when you need a 50. If Magic Bear's behind the ball, it's almost guaranteed it's in a spot where you can do something with it. And that one, Cheese, you better not miss. An open net, he nails it. Complexity getting absolutely stuffed after clinching the major, sitting watching the Ultimates beat down Space Station, and now they're getting the beatdown handed to them from Gen.G. The Gen.G fans out there probably still uncomfortable with 1:30 left, but surely a 4th goal would make you feel a little bit better as Cheese gets over the top and Complexity have no answer.
Diaz is trying his hardest to just push this one past, but Reynolds has denied it 2 times at this point. And even on no boost, Cheese is still trying to open up a path for him, but Magic Bear has a full tank to work with. Bumped off the play, though, means Complexity get to jump into the Gen.G side, a pinch across the net. CRR desperately wanting to flick it back, but Gen.G could not be in a more favorable position.
This time, Razebull wins the 50, though. Diaz was ready for it. Cheese misses it. CRR. Yeah, it couldn't be him. Have to get that shot. Reynolds was ready for it. The pass cut off immediately. Another demo. Reynolds ain't letting anybody just sit and post their flag in the orange half. 30 plus. Gen.G in full control. And what a statement game from this team that has struggled so often when it comes to even getting into the playoffs sometimes. But when they get there, they don't have the performance they were hoping for. Other teams look ahead and a shoulder better than they do, and you wonder if this Gen.G team really has those chops against Complexity. Didn't think maybe they had it, but teammates said it on the desk, Hercules. there's a chance. And when there's a chance, there's always a way. No matter how low that chance is, Gen.G take down Complexity and continue the journey to get to the grand final.
What an insane series out of Gen.G Mobile 1. Not only just for today, but again, historically.